I shouldn't be here. That's what I kept thinking as my headlights cut through the darkness ahead. The GPS had died 20 minutes ago. My phone, no signal, and the road just kept going. But I had to know. Because 3 years ago, my cousin Maya drove down this exact stretch of asphalt at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday night. She called me, laughing, saying she'd taken a wrong turn. Said she'd see me in the morning. They found her car 4 days later, empty. Engine still running, doors locked from the inside. Tonight, I'm going to find out what happened to her. Because this isn't just any road. This is Route 49. And people don't just disappear here by accident. They're taken. And something, is working very hard to make sure you never find out why. These aren't just stories. They stay with you. If you crave tales that crawl under your skin, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. The darkness is only getting deeper. Let me tell you what they don't put on maps. Route 49 cuts through Mercer County like a scar. 14 miles of cracked asphalt that local police won't patrol after dark. The county tried to close it down in 1987. Twice in the 90s. Each time the state overruled them. Because someone wants it to stay open. The first documented incident was in 1952. Howard Marsh. His '47 Buick was found on Route 49, driver's side door hanging open. His shoes, both of them, sitting neatly on the passenger seat. Howard Marsh was never seen again. But here's what they didn't tell his wife. When they processed the car, they found deep gouges in the upholstery, like he'd been clawing at the fabric from inside, trying to get out. And on the rear windshield, written in what the report listed as condensation, were 2 words: "Help me." The handwriting was Howard's. That report? It disappeared from county archives in 1953. I only know about it because Howard's granddaughter kept a copy. In 1968, 2 teenagers, Jennifer Calloway and Marcus Reed, were found in their car on Route 49. Both dead, eyes wide open, no visible injuries. Official cause: cardiac arrest from extreme fear. I obtained the autopsy reports. They tell a different story. Jennifer's heart had ruptured, torn apart from the inside, as if something had squeezed it until it burst. The pathologist noted, pressure trauma inconsistent with any known medical phenomenon. Marcus's eyes had hemorrhaged so severely the blood vessels exploded. The pathologist wrote, ocular trauma suggests victim witnessed something that caused immediate catastrophic physiological response. No known natural cause. Both victims had the same black, tar-like substance under their fingernails. The lab couldn't identify it. Chemical analysis? Composition unknown. And when they opened the car, there were handprints on the outside windows. Small handprints, dozens of them. The handprints were photographed, then the photographs were destroyed. The officer who took them, Deputy Robert Klein, tried to object. He was fired 3 days later, but before he left, he made copies. I have them. The handprints aren't human. The fingers are too long. The palm structure is wrong. And in several prints, you can see what looks like bone pressing through skin. In 1983, trucker Dale Simmons reported a child in white dress on Route 49. He swerved, jackknifed his rig. When police arrived, Dale was hysterical, describing the child's eyes as black, completely black, like holes. They found scratches on his truck's hood. Small scratches, like from a child's fingernails, and that same black substance smeared across the windshield. Dale quit driving that night. Before he died in 2004, He wrote a letter. I have a copy. In it, Dale describes what really happened. The child wasn't standing on the road. She was floating 6 inches above it. Her dress wasn't white. It was gray, rotted, like it had been buried. When she climbed on my hood, I could see through her, but she was solid enough to leave scratches. She pressed her face against the windshield and opened her mouth. Her teeth were black. Her tongue was missing. And when she spoke, it wasn't her voice. It was dozens of voices, hundreds, all talking at once. They said, "Join us, join us, join us." I looked in my rearview mirror and saw them. Hundreds of figures standing on the road behind me, all repeating the same words. A college student in 1991 called 911, screaming something was chasing his car. The call cut off mid-sentence. His vehicle was found abandoned, driver's seat soaked in blood. 7 pints. The entire blood volume of an adult male. But no body. No blood trail. No signs of struggle. Just blood in the seat, pooled so deep it dripped onto the floor. The medical examiner noted something impossible. The blood had separated. Plasma and cells split apart. Blood doesn't separate this quickly outside the body, the ME wrote. This suggests the victim was deceased for several hours when he made the 911 call. That report was classified and sealed. In 1998, the Henderson family, parents, 2 daughters, disappeared. Their minivan found upside down in a ravine, all 4 missing, seatbelts still fastened. But inside the van, claw marks. On the inside of the roof, deep gouges, like something had been trying to tear through from outside. And blood. Lots of it, smeared everywhere. The DNA analysis, unknown species. That report was buried. A state trooper in 2003, Officer James Mallory, pursued a suspicious vehicle on Route 49. His last transmission, "It's not real." His cruiser was found wrapped around a tree, empty, dashboard camera still running. I've seen that footage. It shows Mallory approaching a sedan that stopped in the road. The door opens. Nothing gets out. Mallory freezes, stares at something for 17 seconds, then whispers, "It's not real." He runs, collapses. His body convulses like he's being electrocuted. Then for one frame, one single frame, you can see them. Figures, surrounding him. Dozens. Translucent, barely visible. Next frame, they're gone. And so is Mallory. But the road's history goes deeper. In 1832, Route 49 didn't exist. The land was called the Hollow by settlers, but the Lenape tribe called it Muxumzakakon, the hungry ground. They avoided it, refused to hunt there, refused to even walk through it. They believed something lived there, something old, something that fed on death and suffering. A missionary named Reverend Thaddeus Carr dismissed these beliefs as savage superstition. He disappeared in the hollow in 1799. His body was found hanging from a tree, ruled suicide. But his journal told a different story. His final entries described voices in the trees and figures that moved in ways no living thing should move. His last entry: "It is not superstition, it is real. The ground here hungers. I can feel it beneath my feet. It wants me." In 1832, settlers established a homestead on the hollow. The Lenape begged them to leave. The settlers refused. They organized a militia and attacked the nearest Lenape village. They killed 137 people, men, women, children. 3 days later, every single settler was dead. The official army report stated, "Cause of death undetermined. No signs of violence." But I found the original, unedited report. Scene defies rational explanation. Several victims found with expressions of extreme terror. 3 victims with hands clawed bloody, fingernails torn off. 1 victim discovered with spine bent backwards at impossible angle. Most disturbing, all victims found with same black substance coating mouths, noses, eyes. Composition unknown. Recommendation: land to be declared unfit for habitation. All evidence destroyed. Warning: under no circumstances should further settlement be permitted. That warning was ignored. In 1947, they built Route 49 directly through the hollow. 3 construction workers died. 1 worker, Eugene Taft, wrote his sister, "Something is wrong with this place. The ground feels wrong. Last night I saw figures in the trees, dozens of them, watching us." Eugene died 2 weeks later when a support beam inexplicably collapsed on him. Route 49 opened in 1948. The disappearances started immediately. Every disappearance happened between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. Every victim's car found with engine running, doors locked. Most at mile marker 7, and someone has been documenting it all. In 1952, the Department of Defense established Project Threshold, a classified program to investigate anomalous phenomena at specific geographic locations. Route 49 was designated Site 7. I know this because someone sent me documents. Hundreds of pages marked Top Secret. The documents show the government established a covert observation post near Route 49 in 1953. Disguised as a radio relay station. Data logs show electromagnetic spikes between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. every night. Temperature drops of 30 to 40 degrees with no meteorological explanation. Low-frequency sounds described as rhythmic and almost biological, like breathing. Between 1956 and 1959, they sent 12 soldiers down Route 49 with full instrumentation. 4 made it through. 3 experienced severe psychological distress. 2 were hospitalized with acute psychotic episodes. 2 died of cardiac arrest. 1 disappeared completely. Sergeant Thomas Briggs, his final radio transmission at 11:47 p.m. There are figures. They're moving toward the vehicle. They're not walking. They're gliding. They're, oh God, screaming. It's in the car. It's inside with me. I can't. Transmission ends. His vehicle was found at mile marker 7. Engine running. Doors locked. Briggs gone. His body camera recorded for 3 hours after he disappeared. The footage shows an empty driver's seat. But if you enhance the audio, you can hear breathing. Someone breathing in the car. For hours. And at 2:17 a.m., you hear Briggs's voice. "I'm still here. I'm still here. Why can't you see me?" Project Threshold shut down in 1987. Official reason: budget constraints. Real reason, according to a memo: continued research poses unacceptable risk. Recommend cessation of all direct observation. They didn't stop monitoring. They just went covert. I started filing Freedom of Information requests for Route 49 police reports. 8 months later, I got 74 pages, mostly redacted. I filed an appeal. 2 weeks later, I received a visit from 2 men in dark suits, Department of Homeland Security. They told me to cease inquiries related to Route 49 for national security reasons. I asked what national security had to do with a county road. They told me continuing could result in legal consequences and that I should consider the safety of my family. That was a threat. I filed 3 more requests, each time heavily redacted responses. Each time another visit. Same message: stop asking questions. So I stopped filing official requests. I started looking for people who would talk off the record. I found Sarah Vickers, former dispatcher for Mercer County Sheriff, 1998 to 2014. We were told to suppress reports, she told me, to discourage people from filing missing persons cases if the disappearance happened on Route 49. How many cases? Officially? 20. Unofficially? Over 100. Who gave those orders? The sheriff. But he was getting orders from higher up. Every time a disappearance happened, within 24 hours, someone from outside the county would show up. Take over the case. Confiscate evidence. Then the case would disappear. Did anyone push back? Deputy Tom Erickson. In 2007, he found a couple's car on Route 49, found evidence something was wrong and wouldn't let it go. He was fired, tried to go to the media. 2 newspapers refused his story. A TV station ran one segment, then pulled it. Where is he now? Dead. Car accident on Route 49 in 2009. Single vehicle collision. They said he fell asleep. But you don't believe that? Tom never drove on Route 49. Never. There's no reason he would have been on that road. Sarah gave me a thumb drive with dispatch logs from 1998 to 2014. Every call about Route 49 that never made it into official reports. They showed a pattern of interference. In multiple cases, when dispatchers tried to send officers to Route 49, the dispatch was overridden by unidentified individuals. The night officer, Mallory, disappeared. Backup was sent. Both units were advised to stand down by someone claiming to coordinate the response. Neither unit ever reached Mallory. Someone was listening to his transmissions in real time. Someone who knew what was happening. Someone who chose not to intervene. I found Vincent Halloway, former state trooper. He told me about a 2002 case. Man disappeared. Truck found on Route 49. When we processed the vehicle, we found a drawing in the back seat. Crayon on notebook paper, like a kid would make. What was it? The truck, with him inside, and figures surrounding it. At the top. They're waiting? We analyzed the handwriting. It was his, but written like a child, like he'd regressed. What happened to the drawing? Vincent pulled out a photocopy. Showed me. My supervisor told me to destroy it. Said it wasn't relevant. What else did they make you destroy? Everything. Every piece of evidence that contradicted the official narrative. Photos, witness statements, physical evidence. If it suggested Route 49 was anything other than normal, it was destroyed. On whose orders? I don't know. Way above my pay grade. But whoever's behind it has serious resources. The ability to manipulate evidence, silence witnesses, make problems disappear. 2 weeks after our meeting, Vincent was dead. Heart attack. The date he died, March 15th. The same date Sergeant Briggs disappeared in 1959. The same date Deputy Erickson died in 2009. I cross-referenced the dispatch logs. March 15th showed the highest concentration of disappearances on Route 49. It's not a coincidence. Then I received another package. Government documents, budget reports, casualty lists. They showed Operation Threshold 7 with an annual budget of $4.2 million. For nearly 3 decades, a casualty report listed 12 names. People who died or disappeared working on Site 7 operations. One name, Officer James Mallory. Another, Deputy Tom Erickson. A third, Dr. Ellen Vasquez. Civilian consultant, physicist specializing in quantum mechanics. Went missing in 1999. I found her research. In 1998, she published a paper, Observable Anomalies at Terrestrial Weak Points, Evidence of Dimensional Membrane Degradation. Her theory. There are locations where the membrane between our dimension and others is thinner. These locations exhibit electromagnetic interference, gravitational fluctuations, temperature variations. She called them terrestrial weak points. She identified 17 in North America. Site 7 was Route 49. The journal that published it went out of business 6 months later. All copies destroyed. Digital archive corrupted. Dr. Vasquez's paper disappeared. But I found it. Route 49 isn't haunted. It's not cursed. It's a wound in reality. A place where our world and something else overlap. Another document. A purchase order from 2019. Land acquisition near Route 49. Purchaser. Threshold Holdings, LLC. I traced ownership. It took weeks. Threshold Holdings is owned by Axiom Dynamics, a defense contractor with DoD and intelligence agency contracts. They've been buying land around Route 49 for 15 years. They're not trying to contain it. They're building something there. I found Marcus Chen, former Axiom engineer, 2016 to 2020. They're building a facility, underground, 2 miles from Route 49, he told me. Official story is seismic research. That's bullshit. What is it? I saw electromagnetic equipment. Massive. Power requirements were insane, and it was in a sealed section. Only senior researchers got in. What were they researching? Rumors said portal technology, like a wormhole. The equipment wasn't designed for conventional research. Did you see anything that confirmed it? Once. They brought in sealed metal cylinders with military escort. Took them to the restricted section. A security guy, drunk, told me they'd been retrieved from Route 49. Said they were samples. Samples of what? Things that came through. Things that weren't supposed to exist in our reality. Activity at the facility spiked at night. Always between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. You could feel it. This pressure, like the air was wrong. Did people disappear from the facility? 5 that I knew of. They'd stopped showing up. HR said they'd resigned. But their belongings stayed in their lockers. Their cars stayed in the lot. Why did you quit? I saw something. I was near the restricted section late one night, about 11:30. The door was cracked. I heard voices. But they were layered. Multiple people talking in perfect unison. Not English. Not any language I recognized. Did you look inside? I shouldn't have. But I did. There was something floating in the center, like a tear in the air. And through it, I could see movement, shapes, things that didn't make geometric sense. What did you do? I ran. Resigned the next day. They threatened me with legal action if I ever talked. What do you think they're trying to do? I think they're trying to open that gateway fully. And if they succeed, I don't think they'll be able to close it. What's happening on Route 49 will spread. That whole area will become like the road, a place where reality breaks down. I decided I needed to see the facility myself. I convinced Derek to come with me. We brought equipment, dashboard cameras uploading to cloud storage, GPS trackers, EMF readers, infrared cameras. We told 5 people where we were going. If they didn't hear from us by 6 a.m., they'd contact police and release our coordinates. I also set up a dead man switch. If I didn't check in every 12 hours, a server would automatically release all evidence to journalists and oversight committees. At 9:37 p.m., we headed toward Route 49. Sarah Vickers called. Panicked. You can't go there. Not tonight. Something's happening. Multiple units. Federal vehicles. They've closed both access points. Why? I don't know. But I heard chatter about containment protocols and elevated threat levels. Whatever's happening tonight, it's not normal. Even for Route 49. The call cut off. We crested a hill and saw it. Route 49 lit up like a military operation. Police cruisers, unmarked SUVs, tactical gear, floodlights. And beyond the checkpoint, the darkness was wrong. Too deep, too absolute, and something was moving in it. I pulled out my camera, zoomed in. One of the agents who'd warned me to stop investigating was there, talking into a radio, agitated. Then he looked up, directly at us. "Drive," I said. But 2 SUVs were already behind us, blocking escape. We were trapped. The agents forced us out, threatened arrest, confiscated our equipment. "You're in a restricted area," one said. "This is your final warning. Leave. Don't come back. If we see you in this county again, you will be detained." They took everything. Cameras, phones, recording equipment, but not the handgun I'd hidden under the driver's seat. As we drove away, I looked back. The darkness on Route 49 was moving. Not like wind, not like shadows. Like something alive, something huge. Something pushing against the barriers between worlds. We drove to a rest stop, regrouped. "The facility," I said. "Marcus said it's 2 miles from Route 49. Whatever's happening on the road is connected to what they're doing there." "You want to break into a secure government facility?" "Yes." Derek was quiet. Then, "We need a plan." We spent 6 hours preparing. Approached the Axiom facility on foot using the service entrance Marcus mentioned. Crawled through a drainage culvert under the fence. We got inside through a door during a guard's bathroom break. We found the restricted section. Heavy steel door. No way through. But there was a ventilation grate. I climbed into the vent shaft. Crawled through darkness. Found a grate overlooking a massive room. What I saw stopped my breath. A tear in space, hovering 10 feet off the ground, 15 feet across. The edges pulsed with impossible colors that hurt to look at. Through the tear, I could see another reality. Geometry was wrong. Physics didn't work. Impossible angles. Surfaces curving in directions that shouldn't exist. And things were moving. Figures, shapes, entities. Pressing against the tear, trying to break through. Around the tear, Axiom personnel worked at equipment banks. And standing in front of it was Dr. Ellen Vasquez. Alive. She looked older, gray hair, thin, but it was her. She turned and looked directly at the vent grate, directly at me. She smiled, and it was the same smile from the figures on Route 49. Too wide, too many teeth. Wrong. Alarms blared. "Intruder detected." I scrambled backward through the vent. Behind me, laughter, multiple voices laughing in perfect unison, getting closer. I kicked open the grate, dropped into the corridor, found Derek. We ran. Behind us, footsteps, not running, walking, slow, confident. We made it outside, alarms blaring, lights flashing, security mobilizing. We ran into the forest until we collapsed. "Did you see it?" I gasped. "The tear, the portal, and Dr. Vasquez. She's alive, working with them." Maybe it was someone who looked like her. It was her, and she saw me, smiled at me. The smile was wrong, same as the things on Route 49. 20 minutes later, Derek got a message on his phone. Even though we had no signal, a video. It showed Maya, standing at mile marker 7. "Come back," she said. Multiple voices speaking as one. "You have to come back. You have to see. You have to understand." Timestamp. Tonight, 11:47 p.m. "It's a trap," Derek said. "I know, but we have to go. This is what it's all been leading to." "You've already decided?" "Yes." "Then I'm coming with you." We had 3 hours. We bought supplies. Set up the dead man's switch. Sent messages to everyone we trusted. Made peace with what might happen. If we don't make it back, Derek said. I want you to know I don't blame you. I chose this. We're not going to die. You can't promise that. No. But I can promise we'll fight like hell. At 10:47 p.m., we approached Route 49. The checkpoint was gone. All federal vehicles, tactical teams, gone. That's not good, Derek said. They're either stopped it or they couldn't. At 11 p.m., we started driving. The radio cut to static the moment we entered Route 49. The darkness pressed in. Our headlights seemed dimmer. The trees looked dead, gray, lifeless, skeletal branches like grasping fingers. The smell hit us. Rotten, decaying. The temperature dropped. We could see our breath. We passed mile marker 4. The trees here were twisted, wrong, some grown together, symbols carved in the bark that hurt to look at. Mile marker 5, mile marker 6. At 11:19 p.m., we saw a sedan ahead. Hazard lights blinking, trunk open, no one around. Derek slowed down. Don't stop, I said. Someone might need help. Then where are they? The driver's door was open, the trunk empty. Then I saw it. A handprint on the rear windshield, small, like a child's. Another appeared, and another, materializing from inside. Drive, now. We passed. The sedan. I looked back. Handprints covering every window. And in the back seat, figures, small, hunched, heads turning to watch us. Children, or things that used to be children. At 11:24 p.m., we reached mile marker 7. Derek stopped the car. I checked my phone. 11:24 p.m., no signal. 5 minutes, Derek said. Then we leave. I took photographs. Everything looked wrong. The road cracked, crumbling. Something black and root-like growing through the asphalt. Trees covered in black ooze, their air itself moving, swirling, pulsing, like darkness breathing. 2 minutes passed. 3 minutes. Then Derek said, "What's that?" A figure, appearing out of shadows, becoming solid, human-shaped, at the tree line, wearing Maya's clothes. But the face was wrong. Proportions weren't right, movements too stiff, like something wearing a costume, trying to look human, almost succeeding. "Derek, we need to go." "I'm going." But the engine died. Derek cranked it. Nothing. The figure took a step toward us. "Derek, I'm trying." Another step. Movements jerky, like skipping frames. 20 feet away. Its eyes were wrong. Too dark. Too deep. Looking into them felt like looking into an abyss. "Derek, please!" The engine roared to life. Derek floored it. I looked back. The figure was gone. But there were more now. Hundreds. Stepping from trees, all wearing familiar clothes, all with almost right faces. I saw Maya, Derek's dead sister, Howard Marsh, Dale Simmons, Jennifer and Marcus, all of them. Every person who ever disappeared on Route 49, wearing their faces like masks. "Don't look back," Derek said. We accelerated, 50, 60, 70. But the mile markers weren't changing. Mile marker 7, mile marker 7, mile marker 7. It's not letting us leave. "Shut up!" 80, 90, the engine screaming. Mile marker 7. Then I saw them, running alongside us in the trees, keeping pace, those figures moving with impossible speed. But these weren't, wearing familiar faces. These were something else. Tall, too tall. Limbs bending in too many places, heads turning completely around, eyes glowing. One lunged at the car. Derek swerved. We fishtailed but recovered. Another from the right. Derek swerved again. "They're hurting us." Every time we tried to move left or right, more figures appeared, forcing us back to center, forcing us toward something. The headlights caught it. A shape ahead, massive, taking up the entire road. As we got closer, I saw what it was. The tear. The same one from the facility. But bigger, much bigger. Hovering above the road, 20 feet high, 50 feet wide. Edges pulsing with impossible colors. And things were coming through, pouring through, flooding into our world. Derek, stop. I can't. 95 miles an hour. Headed straight for it. I closed my eyes. No impact. I opened them. We were on the other side, but not on Route 49 anymore. Somewhere else. The road was the same. Everything else was different. The sky was a color I don't have a name for. A color that shouldn't exist. The trees were alive, but they weren't trees. Something else. Moving, breathing, watching. And the figures were everywhere. Thousands, tens of thousands, all along the road, all watching. Derek stopped the car. Face pale, hands shaking. Where are we? The other side. Of what? Reality. The figures moved toward us, slowly, deliberately. I pulled out the handgun. That's not going to help, Derek said. Maybe not, but I'm not going down without a fight. The figures surrounded the car, hundreds, pressing against windows, the roof, rocking the vehicle gently. Then one spoke, not with sound, directly into my mind. You came back. Maya's voice, but layered with thousands of others. You wanted to understand, so we'll show you. The figures parted. Through the gap, I saw it. The source. At the center of this reality, something vast, ancient, existing before time had meaning. Not alive. Not in any way I understand. A process, a mechanism, a hunger given form. It feeds on consciousness, on fear, on the spark that makes us human. And Route 49 is its mouth. For centuries, it's been pulling people through, consuming them, adding them to itself. Every person who disappeared didn't die. They became part of it. Their consciousness, memories, identity, absorbed, integrated, used as bait to lure others. That's why we saw Maya. Why we saw all the others. They're still here, still aware, still suffering, trapped in an endless cycle of being used to bring more victims. You understand now? The voices said. Yes. Then choose. Join us. Become part of the whole or resist and be consumed. I looked at Derek. He was crying. I don't want to die, he whispered. Neither do I. I raised the gun, not at the figures, at the car's gas tank. What are you doing? Giving us a chance. I fired. Gasoline leaked. I pulled out a road flare. Lit it. Get out. We scrambled out. The figures watched, curious. I threw the flare. The car exploded. The fireball was massive, heat intense. The figures recoiled. And in the chaos, I saw it. The tear. Still there. Still open. Leading back to our world. Run, I told Derek. We ran through flames, through figures, toward the tear. Behind us, they recovered, started pursuing. But we were faster. We reached the tear. I jumped. Sensation of falling, being pulled apart and reassembled, being in two places at once. Then I was on asphalt, real asphalt. Derek was beside me. The tear was still there, but shrinking. Through it, I saw the figures, the other reality, the vast, hungry thing. And Maya, the real Maya, standing at the edge, looking at me. She mouthed something. I think it was, I love you. The tear closed. She was gone. That was 7 months ago. Derek and I are alive, safe, for now. The explosion closed the tear, for now. Route 49 is still there, still open, but different. No one disappears anymore. The government sealed both ends. Officially, structural damage and environmental contamination. Unofficially, They're trying to figure out what to do. Because the tear might be closed, but the weakness is still there. The membrane between realities is thin, damaged. It could open again. I released everything. Documents, evidence, testimonies. Posted it online. Sent it to journalists, scientists, anyone who would listen. Most think it's a hoax, a conspiracy theory. But some believe, and some in power are very worried. I've been contacted by officials, scientists, religious leaders, all asking the same question. Can it be stopped? I don't know. Dr. Vasquez is still out there. Still working with Axiom, still trying to reopen the tear. Maybe she's been corrupted. Maybe she thinks she can control it. Or maybe she's just part of it now. A puppet, like all the others. Derek and I decided, to keep investigating. Keep documenting. Keep warning people. Because Route 49 isn't the only threshold. Dr. Vasquez identified 17 locations in North America. 17 places where the membrane is thin. We've started investigating them. And what we're finding terrifies us. All over the world, there are places like Route 49. Roads, forests, buildings, where people disappear, where reality breaks down, where something vast and hungry waits. And they're all connected, part of the same mechanism, the same hunger. Last week I received a package. Inside, a photograph. Route 49, mile marker 7. 3 figures in the road. Maya, Vincent Halloway, Dr. Vasquez, all smiling, all waving. On the back, the tear is opening again. March 15th, we're waiting. Today is March 13th. Derek and I are going back, not because we want to, because someone has to stop this. If you don't hear from me after March 16th, release everything. Tell everyone. Because if we fail, if the tear opens fully, Route 49 won't be the only place where reality breaks down. It'll spread to every threshold, every weak point. And once it starts, I don't think it can be stopped. So please, stay off Route 49. Stay away from the thresholds. And if you see someone you lost, standing in darkness, calling you back, don't listen. Keep driving. Never look back. If you've ever encountered something on a road you can't explain, document it. Share it. Because knowledge is the only defense. The only way to stop this is to stop feeding it. Subscribe for updates. And if I don't post again after March 16th, you'll know what happened. Stay safe and stay off Route 49.